Reality slips far away, fiction comes alive, we start to play. Hope is no more behind the closed door as we drift away from where we were before. Hope and hopelessness become one, it's all meaningless, we've already begun. Yup, we are all one and the same, never opposites, we play the same game. So I listen to the world and right from wrong, stay focused so I can stay strong. If you ever wonder why I'm trapped inside, it's probably just because I told a pack of lies. Maybe a dream, maybe it was pride, maybe for myself I often wonder why. Until our very last breath, we're running after life, trying to beat death.
Walking in line between hope and despair, running from the truth, but it's already here. Told so many lies, I don't know if they can find me. Only one life to live, so choose wisely. Heads or tails, they even know beside your horn. Doesn't really matter if it's on the same point. If you wanna achieve, you gotta believe the time right now. There's the door, is the key.
Chase the pain, don't let it fade away. There's a ray of hope beyond despair. Move on, look on the truth in this world.
Only one life to live, so choose wisely.
Let the world come, you should find a solution. Beat the twisted evil face. Just do it, go for it.
All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind.
Work together with everyone? Is that really possible?
Huh?
Anyway, right now we have to go find the others. They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go?
And suddenly, we were greeted with... You again. Is he... broken?
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limits.
Jeez. What the heck?
I wonder what that was all about.
I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto. Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together. And survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
Wait, what's that smell?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks.
It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo, shoo!
And in a flash, my tears dried up.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Explain? Explain what?
But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
That's related to what I have to tell you all.
I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Last class trial?
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
What? Seriously?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right?
No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
Then, who is it?
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it. But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto?
You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules?
They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Very observant of you.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here.
For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later.
So knowing all of this, what do we do now?
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind?
But there's more to it than that, correct?
Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Everyone?
Hey! Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are! I'm fine living here forever with Master!
I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries...
It's a pretty tall freaking order.
Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all the mysteries.
I'm not so sure about that.
Huh?
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone.
You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his.
Hint?
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh? But why?
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that. But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game.
Then, the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
You can't be serious!
Wait! We can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility.
And that is one possibility we can't ignore.
Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible.
But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
Then, maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand.
In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us.
Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation.
Well, maybe. But still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Loot whatever you want, solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up for your class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation.
But...
I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway. At this point, I can only rely on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then.
After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall.
Master! He didn't take me with him.
Do you blame him?
Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You're totally useless. So, bye.
With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall.
And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
That's right.
Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me. In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Wait, how come?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity.
Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall.
Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves?
What about you, Hina?
I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else.
You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
Makoto! That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. So I figure, at least you're at the end. Maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later.
Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together. That goes for all of us.
I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check. Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school.
We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary.
With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then, we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So, where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it looks more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. It looks like this locker is already broken. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope. Locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it. which means none of us can do it. There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. There's no way to get it open. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
It's the headmaster's private room.
Kyoko!
I've been through this room several times already, but I still had one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time.
Huh? A regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must have been thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake? Or a construction defect or something?
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out.
A breeze?
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall.
Open space? Does that mean... You mean, like, a hidden room?
I think I might know how to open it.
You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
A very easy trick, yes. So easy I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up. But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and/or numbers. We can't really go from there.
You're right. That's not nearly enough to go on.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this.
There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still had some search results left on it.
Then, we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair?
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know. The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair. And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure.
But... Any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
I see. That's a good outlook to have.
Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be... something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of. Or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password? Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it? Just to be sure?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong.
Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in, what? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well have not even been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Be careful, Makoto.
Why? You think it's dangerous?
No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably.
Huh?
If it is what I think it is. At the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see.
Wait, so you know what's in there?
Just don't scream or anything, okay?
Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay. I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside, and... Ah!
相当現実に一石を投じて個性を磨け結界悩むなんだよまた一つ消去頭からケツまでそれが我がエンタメだまだ信じないさ紐解いたじゃないチケットバスでもっと舞い上がって Everybody put your hands up宇宙になれる君今だ成長期新世界 Everybody put your hands up さあ Fire go さあ Fire go きっと連鎖になりたい自分探す両方は大舞台で忘れてた記憶の中でもう一度胸の高鳴りを聞け
Now, wasn't that just a despairing decent video? If you like our content, be sure to drop a subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified when our next video comes out. If you wanna watch even more despair, you can click on any of the videos beside me. I'll see you later!